So just like you guys, I've been playing a lot of video games lately. There's not really a lot else I can do right now safely, so every night I look forward to 2 to 3 hours of gaming, usually single player. But anyway, my point is I've been playing a lot of video games. There's not a whole lot else to do. So having something like a nice controller makes a huge difference. When you're holding something in your hands for hours on end, you get used to how it feels. I guess like with the normal one, I never really felt like it was a bad feeling because I'd never really had anything different. So it was kind of like that experience of, if you guys had the original Apple earphones that came with the old iPod. I'm not even talking about the earpods, I'm talking about the old ones, and you only listen to music on those, and you thought that they were fine, and they sounded fine, and they felt fine, and then like maybe you got like Audio Technicas or something, like you got some good headphones like after a few years, just that difference. That's the best way I could describe to you guys what you get when you try this Elite controller. It feels like you had the Throne in the Box thing, the Throne in the Box thing was all that you knew, and now you felt something that is way better, experienced something that is a huge improvement, and going back to the old thing is really hard. What I felt like with this guy here, with this Gen 2 Xbox One controller that came in the box with my Xbox One X, is everything just felt cheap. It feels hollow, it feels low quality, I guess. And honestly kind of overpriced for $60. I think they should find a way to charge like 30 or 40 for these things. I don't think they're very well built. I think they feel pretty cheap. Again, we're talking about a $180 controller, which often costs even more on the aftermarket just because it's been so out of stock. So, you know, the comparison, you have to take it with a grain of salt, but the experience here is dramatically better. I have to admit to you guys that when we actually got the controller here in my room, I would sit at night and I would just press the buttons and hold it and play around with it, and not while I was playing a game. And I accidentally turned on my Xbox One a few times doing this. I don't really have an explanation for you guys other than that it feels really good to press the buttons. And it's a similar experience to having a mechanical keyboard. If you guys do PC stuff, I have a Corsair mechanical keyboard. I've had it for years. When I first switched from a membrane keyboard, which for those of you who don't know, it's just like a normal keyboard, to one of those, it was like night and day, and I have never gone back and never will be able to go back. So that's kind of what you're getting with this. Everything feels super nice. Again, that's kind of my non-competitive gamer aspect of it. Like, I don't really care about things like, frankly, like these buttons on the back. At least that was never something I cared about when I got the controller. But what was sort of interesting on that note, as saying I didn't care about them, is I actually did end up using them and now do use them. So I went into it like, figuring for the review to make it good, I should probably use them, even if it sounds kind of dumb. So I mapped them all, I mapped all 4 of them, and for the first few weeks, it felt really weird. It didn't feel like something where I was used to it. I was playing Halo 5 with my little brother and with our friends, and I would throw grenades at our teammates, and I would jump off the edge and die in the middle of a ranked game. Just really great teammate kind of stuff, right? Mostly because I didn't know how to use the programmable buttons yet. I hadn't gotten used to them. But after a few weeks, they're just complete muscle memory now, to the point where returning to that standard controller that I was telling you guys about felt really uncomfortable. I was reaching for these things and I felt there was nothing there. I think that added to this whole like missing sense that I was getting using the old controller. And honestly, not everyone's gonna like them. Tristan has the original Elite controller. He just uses 2 of the buttons, not all 4. And I think for some people that might be more comfortable. I think there's sort of a urge to press the buttons incorrectly when you first get this thing. So actually being able to just like get used to it, I think is going to be different for everyone, like I said. So maybe you just have 2 buttons, maybe you have all 4. I do all 4. Again, I didn't expect to do all 4. Now I can't go back. And what that allows you to do is not move your thumbs. So again, if you're not a competitive gamer, you might be thinking, well, that doesn't really matter. But if you're feeling like when you game, you really want to relax, and let's just say you get to save a little bit extra energy there. So you get to feel even more relaxed when you're playing. So that's awesome. I like doing that. And maybe I will get into competitive games because this thing allows me to. That's something that you have the option to do with this thing. And I play plugged in, which that probably sounds really weird to you guys since I said I'm not a competitive gamer, but that's just because I like playing plugged in. You get this awesome braided USB-C cable that comes in the box. USB-C is the future of all technology, so to see it like actually included here is a nice departure from the micro USB that we were greeted with on the original Xbox One controller. Micro USB is terrible, but that's a topic for another video. So having USB-C, you're getting a long cable. This thing is thrown in the box. They could have easily charged extra for this, but they don't. It's just a super nice experience. So that means you can plug it into your PC, you can plug it into your Xbox. It's up to you. I do both. I am now playing again more on PC because I actually just ordered a new PC. I got a Corsair One i82 on a huge sale. Super excited about that. Again, topic for a future video. What we're dealing with in this whole experience, though, of like, you know, getting this cable is as far as like the sort of accessories that are thrown in the box here, is you're also getting this really awesome box, which you might be thinking like, why do I care about the box with a controller? I've never put my normal controller in a box. And I want to kind of go back to that comparison I made earlier about a nice pair of headphones. So with the thrown in the box Apple earphones, those ones that come in the box, particularly the really bad ones from several years ago, the kind of inclination, the sort of thing most people do is they throw them around, they throw them in their backpack, they tie them around their phone, they treat them like crap essentially. And I feel like with this controller, you have this urge to just treat it well. Like in the same way I treat my nice headphones well, I put them back in their bag. Although one time I did sit on a $400 pair of headphones, but that's another story. With these things, I feel like I want to treat them well. I want to put them back in their box, and the box kind of lends itself to that experience. You get a zipper, you can zip this thing up just like this. Whole thing is super nice. You also can charge it via this thing. So if you like to play wireless, you're looking at a really considerably long battery life. No more of these AA's switching out, no more buying battery packs from Microsoft. The only negative here is this battery is actually built into the controller, so this is going to get worse over time. So you're probably gonna have to buy the new one when it comes out in like 2 or 3 years. But not a big deal, especially if you play plugged in. What I mean by that is you can either charge by placing it directly in this case and just leaving it in the case, or you can choose to like have it on display by magnetically putting it up to this charger. You should see some of this stuff, I think, in the B-roll. But it's pretty sweet. Again, doesn't really apply much to me in my situation, but I just thought I'd mention it for you guys. Ultimately, you're getting a lot of quality of life improvements. Are these things going to make or break your gaming experience? No. Does this thing cost half as much as an Xbox One X new? Yes. Is this thing a good deal? I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to say yes, only because if you compare it to the original Elite controller, I think what you're looking at is way better build quality, a way more premium experience, and yes, a higher price, but ultimately I do think this thing is worth it when you look at like what a lot of other really expensive gaming accessories cost. And if you care about having a more comfortable, more premium gaming experience every day, just something that you can appreciate no matter whether you're playing console or PC, and you're willing to spend a little bit extra money, especially now where a lot of us are spending a huge amount of our time playing video games, I think it's worth it. It was worth it for me. But in the same way I made that comparison to the headphones, if you've never experienced the high quality, you're also never really going to miss out on it, I guess. You're never really going to notice the difference if you never experienced it to begin with. So it becomes this kind of philosophical question of, is it worth it? And for me, it's yes. For those of you who are maybe more budget in the way you game, probably not a good thing to get. But I'd say that there are a few upgrades you could make to your gaming setup, especially as a console gamer, that would make as big a difference as this. And for me, when I was first starting out, when I was thinking about getting my new monitor, my new Xbox One X, I never thought that a controller like this would make such a big difference, but it has. It's totally changed the way I play games, to the point where now with my new PC coming in the mail, I am planning to be completely a controller gamer. I am going to be a completely controller PC gamer, not even going to be using my mechanical keyboard because I have this thing. And if I want to play it Bluetooth wireless on the PC, it has that option, which is really sweet. So you know what that means, guys. No buying a dongle and sticking it into the, like to the USB port. But EricMoranFilms, strong recommendation for the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. So if you came here from that Xbox One X video and you're like, I just got a insane deal on an awesome gaming console, use that money you saved from not buying something more expensive to buy this. I don't think you'll be sorry. So guys, today I just bought a Corsair Pro i82 compact desktop. The thing came out a little under a year ago for over $5,000, and I bought it today for $4,000 flat. An incredible deal, and you guys probably heard me in the original Xbox video that I wasn't going to buy a 2080 Ti, and I wasn't until all my traveling plans for this summer, for which I'd saved a huge amount of money, were, because of the circumstances going on in the world, unfortunately canceled. So I found myself with some money that I'd saved that I figured I could now put into the channel and to getting a high quality PC gaming setup. So I have some videos planned where we're going to be talking about the Xbox One X versus a really high-end PC for 4K gaming, and I'm personally really interested to see how it comes out. And I'm also curious to know what you guys thought of this kind of less structured review, where it was less kind of scripted and more just me going off the cuff. Probably a lot of jump cuts here, but I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to be back behind the camera, guys. We got a new setup, we got some amazing gear, and you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of me in the future because we have a lot of videos planned. Our goal is 10,000 by the end of the summer, so if you're watching now, we're at about 5,800. I think we can do it, but I'm going to need all of your guys' help, so please join our Discord server, consider following me on Twitter. Check out the Buffering Podcast, which is a podcast I run with another YouTuber, EricMoranFilms, a vlogging YouTuber friend I met at VidCon. We're interviewing different creators from all different niches every week. And that's you can find that link in the description. Buffering Podcast YouTube channel. Super excited about that project. We also have a Patreon if you want to support what we're doing. I think I'm going to put my PayPal down there as well if you guys are interested in just a one-time contribution to the channel. The gear we have is expensive, and as evidenced by the computer thing I just talked about, not always easy to get. But honestly, we do it because we want to make the best possible videos for you guys, and we want to see this project take off. So super excited for what's coming, and thank you guys so much for watching. Tristan from EricMoranFilms, signing out.